Janu Sirsasana 8 in the Ashtanga Yoga practice primary series. I will demonstrate the pose with the traditional count and a drishti, and then we're going to break it down to little pieces. So from downward dog. Sapta. Inhale. Ashto, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now inhale. Exhale here. Desha up. Ekadasha chaturanga dandasana. Dvadasha, inhale, upward facing dog. Trayodasha, exhale, downward facing dog. Shatordasha, left side. Inhale. Panchadasha, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shodasha, inhale, lengthen. Exhale here. Saptadasha, up. Ashtadasha, chaturanga dandasana. Yekonam vumshatihi, up dog. And vumshatihi, exhale, downward facing dog. If you are a beginner and you just started your Ashtanga practice and you don't have the smooth jump through, again, you can skip it between the poses and the sides, and you can do the little lifts that I did break down in my previous videos. Pick up, jump back, and jump through. So from your downward dog, you're going to walk your feet any amount you can. If you can do a little hops, keep pushing the floor away. What often helps, you actually use the blocks in here to give you a little bit more height. Please minimize doing this. Puts a lot of pressure on the fingers, and you can actually risk breaking a finger. It's not worth it to gain height. The palms need to be flat, and the scoop, in order to jump through, needs to happen in the pelvis, the bandhas. So use the blocks if you are a beginner. And for your downward dog, walk the feet forward, walk them, stack the shoulders right over the wrist, push the blocks away, and then try to bend your knees and sneak the feet through and come to seated. You're gonna slide the right heel towards the inner left growing for Janu Sirsasana 8. You're gonna do your best to square the chest towards your left leg. Forward, forward. Reach the hands forward. You can just grab the sides of the mat and draw the chest a little bit forward. Again, minimize doing this in order to grab the big toe. That's not the goal. Allow your body to open up. Grab the sides of the mat if you need to. Draw the chest forward from here. And again, you have a strap or a belt. Just hold it on the sides and actively work your way in. The drishti in this one, it's Padarogaya drishti towards your foot. If you can grab the foot comfortably, then lengthen forward. Again, bring the forehead to the shin, unless your hamstrings are very open and you have length in your back, to bring the chin towards the shin like this and gazing at the foot. That's the traditional approach. 5 deep inhales and exhales here. And when you're gonna inhale, lengthen, exhale here. If you don't have the full vinyasa to jump back and through between the sides, just cross the ankles here. Again, place your hands on the blocks, press the heels down too, lift the booty up a little bit, scoop, 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 maybe float the feet, hop down, and let's do the other side. Janu Sirsasana on the left. Slide the left heel towards the inner right growing, square the chest towards your right foot, reach with the hands forward, and actively work your way forward, forward, forward. You can grab again the sides of the mat using the strap. If you're very tight in the back as well, keep the chest lengthening, the front side and the back, and bend your knee as much as you need. You can as well use the block beneath it like this. And then lengthen forward with the straight spine. And as you find a little bit of space with consistency and a daily practice, it will get straighter and straighter and straighter. for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale here. Again, vinyasa if you have it, or switch to crossing. Hands down, push the floor, lift, lift, lift. And down. And then we're gonna move into the next one, Janu Sirsasana B. Janu Sirsasana B, I am going to demonstrate the pose and then break it down into little parts as well. So from downward dog. Sapta. Inhale. Ashto, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now inhale. Exhale here. Desha up. Ekadasha Chaturanga Dandasana. Dvadasha inhale. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Trayodasha exhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Chaturdasha. Inhale. Panchadasha exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shodasha, inhale. Exhale here. Saptadasha, pick it up. Ashtadasha, Chaturanga Dandasana. Yekonam Vumshatihi Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Vumshatihi exhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So from downward dog, walk the feet forward. Use the blocks if you need to modify the transition in, or do a little baby hops, baby hops, baby hops, and walk in. Come to sit. Now for Janu Sirsasana B, similar to Janu Sirsasana A, you're gonna slide the right heel towards your inner left groin, but then you're gonna lift the hips, the booty up, and try to sit right on top of the heel. I suggest placing the heel right between the butt cheeks and slide the foot underneath the left thigh. So you can, from Janu Sirsasana, the pose previous one, lifting the hips and sit on top of the heel. And square the chest towards the left leg. Or from here, you can just lift the hips and then slide the foot back to get your heel right between the butt cheeks and toes under, and then sit. Square the chest as well forward towards your left leg. And then lengthen forward, grabbing the sides of the mat. A little bit lengthen here. You can, of course, use the strap again, just like we did in Janu A. Folding any amount you can for 5 deep inhales and exhales. And again, if it's your first time sitting on your heel, be aware it's not going to be the most comfortable seat you have, but you'll get used to it. 5 deep inhales and exhales here. You're going to inhale, lengthen, look forward, exhale here. Slowly transition. Maybe you just cross and do a little lift. Maybe you skip the lift altogether, especially if you have any strain going on with the wrist. And we're going to move to the other side. Janu Sirsasana B on the left leg. Slide the left heel towards the inner right thigh. Now from here again, you can just lift the booty up and shift the hips forward to sit on top of your foot. Or from here, you can lift the hips up and slide the heel back. And no attachment toward pushing your knee too far out open. It's kind of like 45-degree angle. Make sure the heel is right between the butt cheeks. Slide the foot underneath the right hamstring. Square the chest the best way you can towards the right foot. And then lengthen. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen, look forward. Inhale, exhale here. And then again, a little lift. If you have it, hop, squeeze, lift, and slowly sit down. Moving into Janu Sirsasana C. This one can be a little tricky. Same approach. I'm gonna demonstrate the pose, and then we're gonna break it down into little parts and variations, modifications. So it's accessible to basically everyone. From downward dog. Sapta. Inhale. Ashto, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now inhale. Exhale here. Dasha up. Ekadasha Chaturanga Dandasana. Dvadasha, inhale, up dog. Trayodasha, exhale, downward facing dog. Chaturdasha. Inhale. Panchadasha, exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shodasha, inhale. Exhale here. Saptadasha, up. Ashtadasha Chaturanga Dandasana. Yekanam Vamshatihi, up dog. And Vamshatihi, exhale, downward facing dog. So, however it works for you, walking the feet through, or if you're doing the little lifts, you're probably gonna already be here and sit down to approach Janu Sirsasana C. Now this one can get pretty tricky because often what happens, people put the pressure into the knee. Your knee is a hinge joint. It only moves in 2 directions. The hip is a ball and socket joint, so it moves in all directions. So the rotation is basically happening in your ankle and the hip joint. We're gonna start here. I'm gonna show it on the left side first so you can have the view. Grab your right ankle. So if we're starting with the right leg, you're gonna slide the right sitting bone closer to the left, initiating an external rotation as much as you can in your hip joint. You're gonna grab the foot, and maybe for the start, you just hold it here, or you can hug the elbow in here. Both hands like this under, and just basically, as if you have a baby, cradle your foot in and out to get the hip opening. You can grab it like this as well and squeeze it a little bit in, or just ankle underneath the right hand and lift up. You can use, if you feel like you're collapsing into the back body, use the left hand to push and lift and lift and lift. Maintain an external rotation here. And then you're gonna try to, as you keep lifting the ankle up, to grab the foot with your left hand, let's say if we're doing the right leg, and turn the toes down towards the ground. Any amount you can. From here, if you can get the toes to the ground, great. Maybe shift the hips a little bit more forward. At the beginning, often, let me come closer here. At the beginning, you will notice that the foot will sickle down. You can use a little block to sneak it here like this behind and under, and then move forward to lift the heel up and get the toes to spread down on the ground. Now, if you're feeling anything in your knee, skip it altogether. I will show the next modified variation. If your knee is healthy and you feel okay in here, then maybe you work your way here to get the rotation a little bit further, or you move the hips a little bit more forward. Often the knees at the beginning up. Do not force it down. Do not put any pressure. Let the gravity work for you and give yourself time for the body to open up, and it will start to lengthen from the inner groin to the inner knee. But the goal is not to jam the knee into the ground. So that's how you're going to approach the pose. Let's approach it now on the right side. Basically grab the ankle, initiate the rotation in the outer right hip joint. External rotation. Grab the ankle and the foot here. Maybe on both hands. Maybe use the hand to push the floor away, lift the heart up. Then holding the ankle with the same side arm, turn the toes down towards the ground. And then you can move the hips a little bit forward or use the block. If this is not accessible, grab the foot like this, little hip opener, then place the right ankle on top of the left thigh. And now here, just give me 10 rotations in one direction and 10 in the other. Just lubricating the ankle joint And then start to work your way here of trying to get the toes up, down to the ground. Up, down, and touch the ground. Turn just the ankle, so nothing is happening in your knee. Up, and turn the toes to the ground. Up, turn it to the ground. You can take it further into a deeper hip opener and a small ankle rotation by bending this knee, and then work it here, or use your hand to turn a little bit the toes towards the ground. And then you can do the same thing on the other side. Just left ankle over the right, do a little foot ankle rotation in one direction, and then in the opposite, keep turning the toes down towards the ground. Maybe you take it further here and still initiate, turning the toes down towards the ground. Another approach that comes pretty handy is actually elevating your hips on the block. So once the hips are elevated, now you can grab this ankle, same thing, external rotation in the outer hip joint, and try to get the toes down here. Then from here, slide the foot a little bit closer in. It gives you a little bit more space, and it makes it a tiny bit more accessible. And then work it from here. You don't even have to start folding forward, just a little bit of movement, or if this is too intense, just stay here. You can use the support here under your left knee, square the chest, and lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Modify, start slowly and build up to it. If this whole thing altogether is too intense, again, you can work on your ankle a little bit by approaching it like this from a lying down position. Take the right leg up, support it, rotate your ankle 10 times into one direction, then switch into the opposite, and then maybe cross it here, scoop, 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 same thing, rotate. And of course, relax the head down. Making sure I'm in the frame. And then you're gonna switch it up. Doesn't matter, we all have to start somewhere. So if you need to do this variation, this is perfectly fine and a great way to lubricate the ankle joint, initiate a little bit of movement, and as well without collapsing in the spine, to get a little pigeon in here and a hip opener. And that's basically Janu Sirsasana A, B, and C. Thank you. Ready, Waddle? I gotta break down the next two.